Small things like these audiobook. One, in October, there were yellow trees. Then the clocks went back the hour, and the long November winds came in and blew and stripped the trees bare. In the town of New Ross, chimneys threw out smoke which fell away and drifted off in hairy, drawn-out strings before dispersing along the quays, and soon the River Barrow, dark as stout, swelled up with rain. The people, for the most part, unhappily endured the weather. Shopkeepers and tradesmen, men and women in the post office and the dole queue, the mart, the coffee shop and supermarket, the bingo hall, the pubs and the chipper, all commented in their own ways on the cold and what rain had fallen, asking what was in it, and could there be something in it? For who could believe that there again was another raw, cold day? Children pulled their hoods up before facing out to school, while their mothers, so used now to ducking their heads and running to the clothesline, or hardly daring to hang anything out at all, had little faith in getting so much as a shirt dry before evening. And then the nights came on, and the frosts took hold again, and blades of cold slid under doors and cut the knees off those who still knelt to say the rosary. Down in the yard, Bill Furlong, the coal and timber merchant, rubbed his hands, saying if things carried on as they were, they would soon need a new set of tires for the lorry. "She's on the road every hour of the day," he told his men. "We could soon be on the rims." And it was true. Hardly had one customer left the yard before another arrived in, fresh on their heels, or the phone rang, with almost everyone saying they wanted delivery now or soon, that next week wouldn't do. Furlong sold coal, turf anthracite, slack, and logs. These were ordered by the hundredweight, the half-hundredweight, or the full ton or lorry load. He also sold bales of briquettes, kindling, and bottled gas. The coal was the dirtiest work and had, in winter, to be collected monthly off the quays. 2 full days it took for the men to collect, carry, sort, and weigh it all out back at the yard. Meanwhile, the Polish and Russian boatmen were a novelty, going about town in their fur caps and long buttoned coats, with hardly a word of English. During busy times like these, Furlong made most of the deliveries himself, leaving the yardmen to bag up the next orders and cut and split the loads of felled trees the farmers brought in. Through the mornings, the saws and shovels could be heard going hard at it, but when the Angelus bell rang, at noon, the men laid down their tools, washed the black off their hands, and went round to Kehoe's, where they were fed hot dinners with soup and fish and chips on Fridays. "The empty sack cannot stand," Mrs. Kehoe liked to say, standing behind her new buffet counter, slicing up the meat and dishing out the veg and mash with her long metal spoons. Gladly, the men sat down to thaw out and eat their fill before having a smoke and facing back out into the cold again. 2. Furlong had come from nothing, less than nothing, some might say. His mother, at the age of 16, had fallen pregnant while working as a domestic for Mrs. Wilson, the Protestant widow who lived in the big house a few miles outside of town. When his mother's trouble became known and her people made it clear that they'd have no more to do with her, Mrs. Wilson, instead of giving his mother her walking papers, told her she should stay on and keep her work. On the morning Furlong was born, it was Mrs. Wilson who had his mother taken into hospital and had them brought home. It was the 1st of April, 1946, and some said the boy would turn out to be a fool. The main of Furlong's infancy was spent in a Moses basket in Mrs. Wilson's kitchen, and he was then harnessed into the big pram beside the dresser, just out of reach of the long blue jugs. His earliest memories were of serving plates, a black range, hot, and a shining floor of square tiles made of 2 colors, on which he crawled and later walked, and later still learned resembled a draughts board, whose pieces either jumped over others or were taken. As he grew, Mrs. Wilson, who had no children of her own, took him under her wing, gave him little jobs, and helped him along with his reading. Please click on the link in the description. Dear book lover, wonderful person, to listen to the entire book, please click on the link in the description. Please click on the link in the description. Dear book lover, wonderful person, to listen to the entire book, please click on the link in the description.